Hi, I'm Joe and welcome to the channel. In this micro lesson, I wanted to explore looking at the pentatonic scale in a slightly different way, maybe from a modes perspective. What's a mode? Well, a mode basically is the same scale, but starting on a different scale degree. So why would we do this with the minor pentatonic scale? Well, for the longest time, I would play the minor pentatonic scale over a blues chord progression. I just assumed that all the notes sounded great. And in theory, that's what makes the scale so powerful, right? Like you can play anything and generally it's going to sound good. But most players kind of know that there's certain target tones that you want to hit, chord tones or stronger notes. There's really no bad notes, there's stronger notes over different chords in that chord progression. So breaking up your minor pentatonic scale in modes will help your ear and train your ear to hear those stronger chord tones. Let me grab a guitar and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I know when I say the word mode, it can be very intimidating. For myself, it took me a long time to wrap my head around modes. It was like this mysterious thing. But at the end of the day, at its core, all it is basically playing a scale and playing the same notes, but starting on a different scale degree. I mean, if we look at the minor pentatonic scale, so we'll do box 1, everyone's favorite box, that's really coming from the A minor scale. So the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And that A minor scale has a relative major scale to it, which would be C major. Again, the same notes, but now we're playing C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So this is C major or C Ionian. If I play those same notes, but starting on a different scale degree, which would be A, I'm playing now A minor, or the Aeolian scale, or the Aeolian mode. No charge for mistakes. So you can see there that basically all I'm doing is playing the same notes in the C major scale, but I'm starting on A. That's why it's called the Aeolian mode. It's the minor mode. So what do I mean by taking this principle and applying it to your minor pentatonic scale? Well, I'm basically doing the same thing. I'll play this as mode 1. So A to A, and we can do the octave. And when I get to basically the 4 chord, we're going to play the third mode of the minor pentatonic scale. Well, what would that third mode be? Well, it's starting on the third note of the scale. So we have A, C, D. And why would we do that? Because that's the root note of the 4 chord in the blues. So we'll play D to D. Same notes of the scale. We can play the octave. And when we get to the 5 chord, you guessed it, we're going to do the next mode, which would be mode 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go from E to E. So why are we doing this? Well, again, like I mentioned in the beginning, sometimes when you're playing over a blues, you're kind of letting the scale do all the talking, and you're not paying attention to the chords that are underneath you. So a great exercise is basically just play a chord. In the blues, we'll play A7, and just do that mode of the pentatonic scale. We get to the 4 chord, do the same thing, but only go D to D. I'm not trying to play anything fancy here, I'm just trying to get my ear familiar with those stronger chord tones when those chord changes happen. E7, E to E. Back to the 4, D to D. To the A, and maybe do the octave. Maybe find yourself a nice little backing track or make one yourself with just playing a basic chord progression, a blues progression, and just staying within those modes of the minor pentatonic scale. I really think it's going to be a great ear training exercise for you to start hearing the stronger chord tones. And of course, what you can do is start coming up with your own little licks and maybe your own motifs that are based around those different modes. And this will keep things interesting and help you develop your own solo. Well, that's another micro lesson down. I hope you found some value in this video, and if you did, would you do me a favor? I'm really trying to grow the channel. Would you help me out by subscribing down below, hit the like button, and knocking the bell? Again, all these things help me out, and I'm so grateful for your support. As always, I wish you a fantastic day.